Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Around the Ballpark podcast. I am your host, Hank Redmond, alongside my brother, Darren Redmond, and we are live here on your Sunday evening, December the 28th, the last podcast of the year, episode 132, if you could believe it. So super excited to be on here tonight. We have a lot to go over in this episode, but first and foremost, I hope everyone that's watching had a blessed and wonderful Christmas. We have Anessa on with us. We're going to get to know her in just a few moments. But Darren, hope you're doing well. And as always, can you give us a few words from our sponsors over at Nashville Tax Solutions?
And especially, during the holiday season, we want to be able to just think about others and just have this clear mind and rebirth with the new year coming. But if you're dealing with tax issues, maybe you're behind on the filings, or maybe you get hit with a lien. It happens. Let me tell you about the fine folks at Nashville Tax Solutions. These folks know their stuff, and they actually care about helping you fix it. I've heard from a lot of people down in Palm Bay, Fort Pierce. I was just there a few days ago, last week, and they said, Chris Bennett and his team helped turn a financial nightmare into peace of mind. And that's really the kind of help you want to have when you are dealing with something like this. It's scary. So if tax stress is keeping you up, just call 855-627-4829. Visit NashvilleTaxSolutions.com or email info@NashvilleTaxSolutions.com. Nashville Tax Solutions, real people who give real relief.
Thank you, Darren. And I'm sure Christopher is watching. Unfortunately for his team and my team today, both the Panthers and Buccaneers did absolutely terrible. Not a good day. So winner take all next week in Tampa with both those teams. Winner goes to the playoffs. But we are not here about to talk about football tonight, although we probably could. But since we only have a little minute of time, I want to make sure we honor our guests of honor. Anessa is here. So Anessa was one of our finalists for the Extravaganza's Got Talent. The total pool wound up being over 46 entrants that submitted for the talent contest. And so we had to get it down to 8, which was very difficult. It was a very long procedure that day to kind of narrow things down, but I'm grateful that we were able to do so and call everybody and all that kind of stuff. So I have to ask you, Anessa, starting from the beginning, kind of when you received that phone call and just kind of your thoughts, like just after that and that sort of thing, like what am I getting myself into, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I had gotten the phone call a day after I had auditioned. And I wasn't really expecting much of like, oh, maybe they'll text me, maybe they'll email me. But no, yeah, I got a phone call and I was just really excited. I love to perform. I perform at school a lot with like chorus and things like that. So I was just ready to perform my song. And yeah, it was really fun.
Awesome. That was something new we did this year. We had just sent an email in prior years. You're like, you know what? Let's try to reach people. It's not easy, especially, nowadays you won't recognize the number. Typically you might answer the phone. So we didn't get everyone right away, but I'm glad that we did. And we had a variety of talent. I think we had over 5 bands that submitted to. Unfortunately, none made the top 8. But there were some really good ones that were in there. Nice variety. That's what we were looking for. Had a couple dance acts. That sort of thing. So I felt like it was a good variety show. I know it was a lot of different singers and stuff, but they weren't all exactly the same genre and stuff like that. So I'm pleased with that.
Right.
But what was before you got to the event? And then Darren, if you have a few questions right after this one.
Oh, I do. Yes.
So going into Friday and then Saturday morning, like you probably had an idea. I know this is your first time going there, but you probably had an idea. Okay, there's probably gonna be a stage. I'm gonna perform, but like, did what you saw kind of exceed expectations? Kind of think this is what I thought I was doing. You had no clue. Like, what did you think about as you're pulling into the parking lot on Saturday morning?
Right. I think it definitely exceeded my expectations by far. I was like, yeah, I perform for school all the time. This should be, fun. This should, kind of chill. And we got there and I'm seeing the people that I haven't seen perform yet, because at Soundcheck, there's not a lot of people that I had met. But, come around Saturday, I'm seeing these talented, people. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay, so this is real. And I was just in awe of everybody there. Just amazing, talented people, and so sweet, and so sweet. But yeah, definitely exceeded my expectations by far.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Darren, I'm sure you have a couple questions you want to get
Oh,
with. So.
I definitely do, and I always say this every episode when we go live is I'm a big person who's into finance. And but before I even go into that, Anissa, I have to tell you, you were wonderful. I mean, a pro's pro. I mean this with no hubris. I've done 2 documentaries.
Wow.
I've talked to a lot of different people. Been podcasting for quite a bit of time, and your professionalism was palpable,
Wow.
and
Thank
your
you.
confidence and your grace to the other performers. And Mike, you'll probably talk about that later. It's wonderful to see. What was your process? Meaning, you committed to trying to do this.
Right.
Walk me through. Okay, I'm going to attempt to get on this stage. I get the call. Now, what happens? How do you pick your song? How do you pick your second song if that's going to happen or whatever, this or
Right.
that? And then walk me through all of that. And then I have a couple of follow-ups.
Okay. Well, first off, thank you so, so much. That's so sweet. And it makes me feel better, like 10 times better. Um, for, you know, when I got the call, I was just excited. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go out stay on stage. I'm gonna do what I was born to do, whether the outcome is in my favor or not. And so I definitely did want to do my Christmas song for sure. Um, just because it's fun and it's
Mhm.
Christmas time. So,
Right. Yeah,
um,
that's great.
and actually, I don't, nobody knows this, but I was going to sing Oh Holy Night for my second song. And one of the contestants who was a third runner up, I think, amazing. She sang that song, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to, if I go to the next round, I
Right.
have to blow this out of the park
Mhm.
because she's so good.
Mhm.
So, yeah, definitely was excited, but yeah, it just really came down to I'm going to do what I've always loved to do, which is sing. And yeah,
So it looks like we just had somebody ask. Emily wants to know, do you write your own songs?
I do. I do. So I've written songs ever since I was at the age of 13. I've always
Mhm.
kept a journal. So really what it is I just write my feelings. And I've always just been a big diary person and, journaling my feelings. Definitely my therapy, but I do write my own music, word for word. If I do want to, ask for help, I would ask help from, either friends or family. And I'd be like, hey, do you think this lyric sounds good? Would you sing this? Would it get stuck in your head? Kind of thing. So yes, I do.
So I know we were able to do a hot wash reaction, meaning you just a little bit after you were on stage, you and I got to have a quick interview with each other, which was wonderful. And you mentioned a little bit about your process of writing songs.
Right.
So, but maybe you want to tell the people that did not get a chance to listen to that. So, overall, do the lyrics come first? Does the melody come first? And then, have you ever started a song, walked away from it for a while, and then gone back to it, even though you started another song? Walk me through all of that because I find that so interesting.
Oh, of course. So yes, the melody always comes first to me. When I think about what kind of song do I want to write, what do I want it to sound like, the melody always pops up first. And I think that just goes along with the sound of things. I like the sound of how, certain songs sound. And
Mhm.
so I'll have a melody, I'll get the beat that I want, and then
Mhm.
eventually I'll just start writing about how I feel. Like, how does this beat make me feel? Like, if it's upbeat, I'm thinking more of like, am I in love kind of thing. So, yeah, definitely beat comes first, and the lyrics come from my true actual feelings.
That's great. That is great.
That's awesome. I think that I remember because I think in the first round you went on like last, right? I think it was eighth
Right.
at the end. Yeah. And I remember at the end of that went off, and I was like, "Man, I am glad." Like, I know I was part of the team that had to decide, who made the 8 and stuff. But I was glad that I didn't have to make any kind of decision after that, because the variety of talent, they were great. Everyone sounded great. But what I really loved, and I shared this, we had Caleb on a couple nights ago, and I shared with him that what was awesome was not only the team, the individuals performing, but when they weren't up there, they were in the crowd, cheering everybody else on, dancing around with them, singing along with them. They weren't just getting there to do a song and going back like it was a gig or something. Like, they were in it. It felt like family is our heartbeat, is something we talk about at our house church that we go to. But it just felt like a big giant family. Didn't really matter. Yes, it's nice to have a cash prize right before Christmas, but it really felt like more than just a show. It felt like we were all just, enjoying the day, enjoying the weather, enjoying each other's company, and just having a good time. And so that's what I really took away from it. It didn't feel like anyone was in it for themselves. So that was super cool. Kim Curie is along watching us. So Kim was up there, did a great job emceeing up there for us. So definitely want to say shout out to that and everything that you did, because that's a big task on for sure. We see On Deck for Christ said, I checked out Santa, Can You Hear Me? It was awesome. So that's awesome. Because you have two songs right now, correct, out on Spotify?
Correct.
And YouTube Music and all that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. I'm sure more will be coming, but
for sure, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure. But it felt like, we had, I think the best way that I took, because I remember kind of thinking, okay, what are the judges going to do? How because they were, judges from Z88.3, Hot 95.9, so they didn't know anybody. They didn't know Peter from Paul and Susie from, so it was complete random. I had our favorites, and it was really cool. Is this last week alone since the event, Anessa, we had so many people on social media, on at the church I go to, just in person, like, oh, so-and-so should have won. Oh, so-and-so should have been.
Oh, wow.
And to me, that's cool. It just shows, like, number one, how deep the talent pool was, but that people were engaged. And nobody was upset or anything like that. It was just like people were interested. And I personally had you in my top 2. I had you in there, but it felt like no matter which way they went, I think you couldn't go wrong. There was talent that didn't even make it, that we had one of our 8 finalists didn't even make the original cut, and someone backed out, and then he wound up getting in, which was Caleb, which was great, so but what is your thoughts over the event in general? So just putting aside the extravaganza talent portion for a moment, during the downtime, did you get a chance to check out other stuff around the venue? What was your kind of favorite thing that you saw, you did, that sort of thing?
Oh, definitely. I thought it was amazing. I thought, I was kind of touched that, they were doing things for children who might not have, a lot for Christmas, and they were giving out free bikes, things like that. I thought it was really amazing how everything was just to give back to the community. So that was really amazing. And then just, seeing people having fun, dancing together, listening to the music. The band was amazing. I personally loved the saxophone player, I think it was. But the event itself was just so touching, and it was fun, and it kind of felt like a day where you're just, free from worries. And I loved it.
It's just not a lot of things are free nowadays. And when people say free, it means, by the way, that means you're paying for parking, a hot dog, and for anything else. But like literally from the second you get there to when you leave, there's not a thing you pay for. The vendors are not allowed to sell anything. It's a unique thing, especially right before Christmas. We talked about a little bit about some of the awesome, the Ferris wheel and the dunk tank and things like that. But even beyond that, it was just the spirit of Christmas was there. Like people were happy to be there with their families. They weren't on their cell phones the whole day and their tablets. They were actually enjoying nice weather out in the sun. I mean, I wish it was a little bit colder, but that's okay. But that's what I took from every other day.
The big snow made up for it.
It's all about social media and stuff. Yeah. Yep. What do you call it? And a shout out to a few others. I see Mike's watching. Amanda is watching as well, and Kevin is watching, a few others. So shout out to for doing that. What do you call it? there's so much going on at the event, and I already have people asking, oh, what are you going to do next year? How are you going to top next year? I don't know. It's not even the end of the year yet, but my brain is
Right.
already kind of thinking like, oh, we need a carousel. Oh, we need but there's only limited space we can do there, so it has to make sense, of course. So.
I've actually been to one of the events a couple of years ago, maybe two, and honestly, I can definitely tell it's progressed like greatly over those couple of years. And I was like so surprised. I was like, oh my gosh, they have a Ferris wheel now. And I'm like, wow. I don't know if that's always been around or if it's been a thing, but it was super cool to see.
That was a huge new addition this year. No, we've
Wow.
always dreamed about that 5-10 years ago, or like someday. And then thankfully it came together and all that good stuff. And hopefully we can continue that in the future, and, the stars align and all that stuff. It was cool visual.
Yeah.
Like when Kim was up there speaking to the people on the Ferris wheel during the show and all that good stuff.
Oh, I
But
love
yeah,
her.
shout out
Love you,
to the band. Carl Lewis was the name of Carl Lewis and the band that he had. Intensity Band was the name of the band. They do some gigs locally around here, but really my mindset a couple years ago, Anessa, changed to where we've had big name people come before. We've had different kinds of artists, but I was like, you know what? I really want to put the emphasis on local talent and giving them a stage, a platform. Daly, I don't know if you got a chance to meet her, but the winner from last year's, she was able to come and do a little set and did the national anthem. And she did a fantastic job, but she's gotten a couple gigs from leads in Broadway plays and musicals.
Wow.
Just from kind of starting with Extravaganza. I was like, that's what it's all about,
Right.
not, yes, it's nice to have big named artists and things like that, but it's much more rewarding for us to see people get that chance to perform, and just getting to see, not just with Oliver and yourself and Lauren, and we'll have Lauren on a week from tonight, who she sang No Doubt to start off the show, and we'll also have Michaela on as well, the aerialist that did crazy stuff. That was amazing to watch. I'm so glad she was able to bring the rig there to do it, because it wouldn't have been able to work from the stage, but the fact that she had her own rig and she was so confident, she was like, oh, I'm good, I got this, I'm not worried about anything, I'm not nervous at all.
She looked like a professional out there. That's all I'm saying. I could never.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
imagine if we tried something like that, we would be so injured, it would be ridiculous. But Darren, any other questions you wanted to?
Yeah, I get a couple. So Anessa, how do you? So you have this career that you are developing, and please, again, before you leave, you let everybody know how to find you, and listen to your music and follow your career. But how do you juggle emerging career, your personal life, school, this, that, worship, everything,
right?
Because it's not easy. And as you know, you'll make mistakes along the way, and some bumps and hardships. And so, right now, how do you find the time to, it's so interesting, because when I got up this morning, I was like, because I do believe in, okay, what are my goals for the new year? And it's always, I pray for discernment, but it's going to be continue a focus on balance in nutrition, balance in life, balance. So how do you balance it all and put in the time needed to let the world hear your artistry?
I think that any time I do have just a break, for myself, music is just always on my mind. So it's like, it's not something that is a chore to me. It's always something that I find comfort in. And alongside with music, I do have, my school things that I have to do. I'm a senior this year, so I'm just trying to, be in everything and just kind of live out the final stage of my teen life. But yeah, I definitely do find just sometimes at times when I'm at home and I have free time or whatever, I'm usually always finding comfort in music. But it's not so hard right now. It was hard being a junior and trying to write music while also just trying to get through the whole year with exams and things like that. But
as you know, the junior year is the toughest year.
Oh yes, for sure. And I've been homeschooled for most of my life, but but I do have a new single coming out and it's called After Image. And it's a really great song, and I cannot wait to release it. And maybe I'll have a little downtime, you know, to be free and
Work
breathe
on
a
that
little bit.
balance. That's a good thing. Yes. But tell us about the new song, if you don't mind. Let's whet people's
Yes.
appetites. Like, um, is it a slow song, pop song, a
So
ballad? Tell us a little bit about it.
it's definitely a slow song. I have this one lyric that I really like, and it's called it says, um, I can't remember right now in this moment. Oh my goodness. I love you more as a ghost. So it's definitely kind of more, it's a
Ooh, I
new
like
year
that. I like that.
inspired song. And it's definitely about like leaving somebody in the past. And
Mhm.
yeah, very, very fun song. Probably one of my favorite. I really enjoyed
Well, I
making it.
can't wait
But
to listen to it.
yeah.
Cannot wait. So,
Yes, I saw the I hit subscribe on the I'm a big YouTube music person. Like I think it's because the rest of the family has the Spotify, and so I'll constantly put a song on and then it messes up their playlist, or they'll be in the middle of listening something and I just mess it up with what, so I'm like, I'll just go put on YouTube music so I don't, run into it. But
Right.
definitely subscribed already on both. But where can those that unlike me but that have not yet followed you, where can they find you on social media platforms, stuff like that?
So, I'm on all platforms for music. I'm on YouTube Music, like you said, Apple Music, Spotify, things like that. And everything should and always be Anessa Nevaeh, and that spelled heaven backwards. But for
mhm.
Instagram, I am Anessa Nevaeh on Instagram, but I I think my like thing is like Ness underscore is a mess. That's my
Mhm.
nickname, y'all. I'm sorry, I know. But yeah, so on Instagram it's Ness underscore is a mess, but yeah.
Well, that's great.
That's awesome. Um, now, I know that we had our competition and we had our whatever, all that stuff. But just don't be a stranger. I'm sure you'll be hearing from us. I'm sure because there's a lot that goes into the event, not just
Yeah.
the show itself. We have the parade, a lot of other stuff that we always use. Would love to have assistance with, and again, we just love just getting people to that next step and helping them reach their goal. So in any way that we can help out, anyway, just feel free to reach out to us and
Reach out.
for
Yeah.
sure on that. But in terms of the event
May I ask,
itself,
you know me, I have to ask about two very quick, fun questions so people get to know you. Actually, Michaela already has answered this question um, because she was talking about it. You ready? You ready? Here
Ready.
we go. If you had to choose
Okay.
waffle or pancake and why?
This is interesting.
See,
I
I love
really
it.
love pancakes. I really love
Mhm,
pancakes, but something about waffles just they it sounds more
mhm.
appetizing to me. So I would have to say waffle.
All right.
Unless it's soggy. Unless it's
Yeah, no, no,
soggy.
soggy.
does it
No.
now? Would you believe I just went to the Waffle House for the first time in my life like 2 weeks ago? I went with
No way.
Eddie Frost from the and Dave, and it was good. Like it was
Mhm.
comparable to Denny's. Obviously it
Right.
wasn't, but met some nice people that worked there and stuff. But I couldn't believe I had never been. It was the one on Malabar by Burger King over
It's
there. I
so
had never
good.
been before. I was like, okay, because we always trying to find a new breakfast spot. We found some really good ones, but we're like, yeah, let's give this one a try.
All
Um,
Did
right,
you like it?
I did, yeah. I mean, it wasn't like when you go to Burger King and you regret your life's decisions. Like, oh, I just
Oh,
ate that,
yeah.
but why did I? Like, no one ever eats Burger King and is happy about their life afterwards. But there, I was like, okay, I enjoyed it. It was good. I forgot. I think I got some kind of scrambler bowl or something like that, so I could try a little bit of
Oh,
everything. But
all right. Another one. I got two more. Ready? Real quick.
okay. Oh, two
Okay.
more. Yes, let's go.
Okay. So you go to the movies, right? All right.
Okay.
So you're at the movies. Do you sit down first and find a seat and sit down and then go to the concession stand? Or do you go to the concession stand first and what's your order?
Okay. I personally always, always, always get my food first. That's like
Yep.
my top
Smart.
responsibility. You know what I mean? That's
Hmm.
the first thing I do.
Yep.
But definitely I get a medium Coke, and popcorn with a lot of butter. Oh, it has to be a lot of butter. It can't be dry.
Now, do you share your popcorn, or are you? Because I think have a lot of graves, but I don't share the popcorn. I don't need your mitts in my popcorn.
Right.
And you know what? I'll buy you your own. You go. This is me.
Right.
Because people mistake. You ask them, "Do you want your own?" No, I'm good, and then they get their paws in there within 30
Yeah,
seconds.
no one wants that.
Passing it around.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
hey, can I get some popcorn? And then you have to pass it all the way down. Well, because for me,
No.
I have a big family, so I usually get a big, thing.
Mhm.
And yeah, I do share, guys, because I can't eat that whole thing by myself.
No, that's a good thing. That's a good.
I'm a
So,
slow
Mike,
eater too.
do you want to ask the last question, the fry tax question?
The final question?
No, the fry tax, FRY. You know that question.
I can ask one more question. I don't have a fried text question. No,
I'll ask the fry tax real quick, and then you ask one.
Okay.
So here it is. You ready? So you mentioned Burger King and McDonald's, right? You go to McDonald's, you drive there, okay?
Uh-huh.
So your friends say, "Hey, Anessa, would you mind getting me this since you're going there anyway?" You're at a red light. Is it acceptable for you to reach into the bag and take one of their fries since you're the one who drove to get it?
I feel like yes. I mean,
Yes.
because I'm doing a favor. You can give me a little favor. You don't have to pay
That's
me.
a fry
You don't have to
tax.
do nothing.
Absolutely.
Fry
Yes.
tax is real. Is real.
Yes, it is real. All right, Mike, I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay. It's okay. We like to have fun on this show. We don't ask normal questions a lot of the time. So my final question: if you had the ability, you just went to this event, extravaganza and stuff like that, and you saw everything there was, what would be one thing that you would love to see new next year that you didn't see this year? Like it could be a ride, it could be attraction, it could be a food, whatever, just something that you would think would make that event even better.
That's interesting. I feel like it was pretty good. It felt like just going to like kind of almost like a fair, and I really enjoyed that. So I would definitely say add a new ride, possibly, and I would definitely say more seating, because I found a lot of I'm not telling on people, but there was somebody who stole the judges' chairs, and then we had to go around and find them. And but yeah, so definitely probably more seating, but other than that, I think it was pretty cool.
That's funny that you say that. And we have one I'm done with questions, but we have one more person that has to share one of the staples on our show, Anessa. We can't go a single podcast without our guy Paddington. I know he's up there in the corner, but he wants to jump on for just a second. If you're okay with that, he's going to jump on real quick. There he goes. Make sure you follow Anessa on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your music.
Thank you, guys.
Aaron, I'm sorry you took your spot there.
That is outstanding. And he's wearing pants. I love it.
It's the first
I
time
love
he's
Paddington.
wearing
I have a little bear. I have this at my house right now somewhere.
Yeah, he is the unofficial official mascot of this show.
Yes.
I love that.
But Anessa, thank you so much. I know that was really fast, 30 minutes. So I'm sure we'll talk to you again in the new year at some point. But please, like I said, don't be a stranger. Continue to reach out because we definitely will. We want to hear about how your year's going and all that stuff. Best of luck with your final year in high school and enjoy every moment. I think you made the right choice, kind of not putting the music to the side, but kind of focusing on that, getting that completed, and then you can go full in, once that's over, I'm sure.
For sure.
But thank you again so much. And like I said, feel free to continue watching. We're going to go ahead and add in our next guest as we start our awards portion of it.
And feel free to speak up when they pick the wrong people or the right people.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
I know you're not sure how much sport knowledge you have, so you can kind of stay in the background. But if you're not quite sure what's going on, you have to go at any time. You can hit leave. That's totally fine. Not a problem. So with that said, we're going ahead and add our very own Tony Voda onto the show. The baseball road tripper is here. It's been a while, my friend, since we've had you on. Super excited to do. How are you doing? How was your
waffles? See?
Yep.
Yes,
I heard the waffle talk, so
it's bubble waffles.
Yes, Trader Joe's. These bubble waffles are fantastic.
I love that. I've never heard of that. Good.
Well, there's a lot of good about Tony. There's so much to share, Anessa, but one of our highlights we shared is that he was the first person to ever go to a baseball game on the East Coast and the West Coast in the same day. He went to Boston to a Red Sox game in the morning and then flew over to Los Angeles and checked out a Dodgers
Oh my
game that
goodness.
evening, which is insane. I mean, everything has to work right, like traffic and everything. I think you didn't see the entire opening pitch to the end or anything like that, but he still got a good chunk in. So
That's amazing.
Would you share that story for us real quick? It's a great story because there's some people probably who never heard it.
Yeah. So me and my buddy, we got up early. We actually got into town, I think, the day before in Boston. Kind of spent the night there trying to get ready for everything. Then got up early, went to the baseball game that started at 11 a.m. and then watched about 6.5 innings there. Went to the airport, took a flight, and landed in LAX. And of course, traffic wasn't perfect, but ended up getting there, I think, sometime in the third inning. So about another 6.5 innings at Dodger Stadium. So 2 iconic stadiums in one day.
That's commitment.
Yeah.
That's commitment.
It really is.
So, I mean, I couldn't imagine. I'd have so much anxiety, like to run into it'd be like Home Alone for me. Like, you know,
yeah.
I wouldn't even. It would just. But I'm so glad that you were able to do it, and I'm sure it's hard to kind of plan other road trips like that, like because like that's like you did the big one.
Yeah.
Maybe going to Seattle and Miami in the same day, but that would be a bit ridiculous. So I don't know why you put yourself through that.
It's in the brain.
Yeah. So, but guys, we are here. We're going to talk. This is our year-end show, year-end awards. We have 10 categories tonight that we're going to talk about, some of which are in the sports world, some from this podcast channel. But I'm proud to report we have just reached the 3,650 subscribers just a minute ago. Just hit that nice little number. So we're on our way to 4,000. I'm sure probably by the early part of next year, I would say, hopefully by February, March, we can hit that number if that. Thank you guys for your continued support. We've had over 700 new subscribers since the Christmas extravaganza last week. Wow. So that is fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and get into our very first award. And before we do that, we see if you guys ready here in the chat to jump in. But before we're going to do that, I'm going to have our first guest come join us as well. So this is Mr. Charlie Serrano. Charlie is a New York Giants fan, so I sincerely apologize for this miserable season that they're having. It was funny because I went to Buffalo Wild Wings today, Charlie, to watch the Panthers game, and they got destroyed. But there were only 2 games on. I think it was the Bills and the Eagles, and they had the Giants and the Raiders. And nobody, like the Giants and Raiders tables were completely, like the whole side of the restaurant was completely empty.
I'm a Raiders fan, guys. I'm a Raiders fan. Yeah.
I'm sure Anessa, then you know.
I feel your pain. I'm a Jet fan. I feel your pain.
Yeah, we're there. We're there. It's okay.
Yeah. Combined, the 3 of you have 5 wins.
You know, I lost count.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because we're not doing too well.
No, not so much.
Oh, wow.
But Charlie is here. We're going to have some fun banter along the way, but Charlie is here to talk. We're going to go over, and then right after that, we have another guest that's going to jump in for Rookie of the Year. But we're going to start off, Charlie, with the most improved professional sports team of 2025. So let me go ahead and get that together. But this is the most improved team of 2025. There we go. Most improved team of the year. So Charlie, take it away. You have the nominees, and then I will go over. We had a lot of votes come through. So just finished tallying them up before the show went live. So I'll go ahead and let you know who is the winner of that one. But go ahead, Charlie, with the nominees for most improved team of the year.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me, Mike and Darren. So the nominees for most improved team are Detroit Pistons, the New England Patriots, the Chicago Bears, and the Chicago White Sox.
Okay, so and feel free to jump in here, but some may ask why some of those teams are on there versus kind of thing. When you hear the White Sox, you're like, why are they even on the list? as bad as they were, Charlie and others, they did only have 60 wins this year. They only had 41 the year before. So that is a 19 win improvement. So they get some love there in that one. But anything that stands out to you, Charlie, on those four teams?
My forte is football. So, I mean, I feel like those two teams there, the Patriots and the Bears, are definitely worthy of that list because, the Bears were like, they weren't anywhere last year. And now they're top of the division. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't see the score today or their score with the Packers. I believe they played the Packers. But definitely for me, the Chicago Bears have improved immensely this year, especially Caleb Williams. I mean, we thought that everybody was saying that, oh, Caleb Williams, is not. It wasn't showing the promise that when he was drafted. But this year, it's just he's been incredible. I mean, and taking his team to the playoffs. And then the Patriots. I mean, I did hear some things about Drake May, last year that he was showing promise of him being the future of the Patriots. And that kid, I mean, I saw him play, on TV. But I mean, I saw him play last week, I believe, and he didn't even flinch when he was getting rushed by the defense. So he's showing poise and just making the right decisions to put his team in a winning position.
Yeah. So I think a lot of valid points there. The Bears, they went from 5-12 to 11-4. The Pistons went from 14 wins to 44 wins. Patriots 4 wins to 12 wins. So very good. A lot of good contenders here. The winner of this award only won by 1 vote. We had over 27 votes come in for each of these. Some had more, but all had a minimum of 27 votes. So pretty good sample size for the first time doing this. So the winner of that award for the most improved professional sports team of 2025 is the Chicago Bears. The Bears with 1 vote ahead of the other ones. New England Patriots were right behind them in total votes there. So I went a little bit different route. I would have went Patriots there, but you can't deny what the Bears are doing is fantastic. And you kind of had snips, you kind of had an idea last year what the Patriots were going to be made of. Yes, we didn't see this many wins coming, but Bears really came out of nowhere for me. So
yes, I agree.
But now before I have the next person jump on, Charlie, kind of the rule of thumb here tonight is, although you presented your award, feel free to stay as long as you can. If you need to drop off at any time, if you need to go now, that's fine. If you want to hang out, you can. You don't have to kind of give a heads up or anything. Just kind of hit the button if you need to go. Otherwise, you're free to stay. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and add our next special guest to the podcast here. Mr. Brian Anderson is with us right now. And Brian is he got to meet Darren last week, which is super cool. Commanders fan. So feels like the vibe here is NFL teams that are not very good is the vibe in the room. And a different vibe last year with the Washington Commanders for sure. But Brian is here to present the award for Rookie of the Year. So go ahead, Brian, if you don't mind, you can share the nominees for this award.
So just got in from the Around the Ballpark studio, got the envelope, got the nominees right here. So
I want to hear that noise.
To me. So we got from the WNBA, PB No J. I guess you can't see that, huh?
Yeah.
From the Dallas Wings, Tatiana McMillan. That's not how you say that. It's Satoria. It's a very, very weird name. We just call him T-Mac. From the Carolina Panthers, Stephon Castle from the San Antonio Spurs, and Nick Kurtz, not from the Oakland Athletics. So it's not Oakland anymore. I wanted to write Oakland on there, but that's our nominees. I'd like to add in Brian Anderson for Rookie of the Year.
Brian Anderson for Rookie of the Year. Okay. I mean,
Better
that's
than
a
Jake
choice.
Daniel.
That is a choice. Yep. Panel, Darren, and like to hear your thoughts, Darren and Tony, before we go. I know you submitted your votes, but which way did you go on this one before I announce the winner?
which way I went?
Yeah.
It'll probably cause some controversy, but I'm a big believer that this was not even a close competition. I went with Paige Beckers.
Okay. And Tony, what is your thoughts on that one?
I almost agreed with you, but then I had some sympathy votes for Oakland and went with an athletic, Nick Kurtz. I'm hoping that he's going to be a beast for years to come. But like you said, you can't go wrong with Paige, especially since she's from Minnesota too. So,
nope. Yes, shout out to Pablito the Penguin. The other backgrounds weren't working for me. This is literally the only background that would work, so I had to support Penguinito or Pablito in the back there in the corner. But so thank you, Brian, for reading those off. So this again, the cool thing with this nominee this one is every nominee across the board had at least 5 votes, I think it was. So this one was super, super close as well. Again, the winner of this award only won by 1 vote, but the winner of the Rookie of the Year, there's no plaque or anything. This is our first year doing it, so no big deal. But the winner of the Rookie of the Year for 2025, representing the WNBA, and I think well deserved. You know, I think Nick Kurtz was right behind in second place with 1 less vote, but Paige gets the win there. So seems like a few of you called that one. I know they're kind of in a weird spot right now, the WNBA, but no denying what they accomplished 2024, 2025. So hopefully everything gets ironed out and straightened out on that one. But so so thank you so much. We are going to now, and again, Brian, we shared this with Charlie. I'm not sure how much you heard, so it might be repetitive. If you need to go, feel free to go. If you want to hang out, feel free to do that. But anytime you need to drop away, feel free to do so. With that said, we are going to move on to our next guest.
Coffee bar's open. Come on, hang out, have cake.
We're going to add my buddy Mike on there. Huge Edmonton Oilers fan right there. He is, oh, wait, I'm sorry about that. But maybe it's the Florida Panthers, right? So
Edmonton Oilers.
we watched, Aiden came home the other day and wanted to watch hockey for the first time. And he picked the Las Vegas Knights, and they were playing Edmonton. And Edmonton went up 4-0 in like 5 seconds. It was crazy. They wound up pulling on to win 4-3. But he wasn't feeling too sure about his pick. But he's like, I think I'll stick with Vegas Knights for a little while. So he said that's his West Coast team. So we'll see. But how many games have you made it out to approximately, like percentage-wise, for the Panthers this year? Oh, he is frozen, I think. We'll give him another second to get back with us. But
Way back?
There you are. You're back.
Okay, yes. This season we have only missed 2 games so far. 2 home games.
Okay, that's awesome. So, because you're about 45 minutes away, right, or so from the.
Depending on traffic.
Okay.
You get that South Florida traffic, it ends up being an hour and a half.
So Mike is here. He is going to do the award here for Professional Wrestling Performer of the Year for 2025. So, Mike, if you would mind, take it away with the nominees for that award.
All right, so a great year in wrestling this year. Sad time with those seeing John Cena go, and after a long, great career, especially the face of the WWE for a long time. But the nominees for the Wrestler of the Year, we're going to start off with Mercedes Moné. We've got Jey Uso. We got Cody Rhodes. And, of course, the long-time, many-time champ, John Cena.
Yes, just for some quick, and then anyone can jump on real quick before I announce the winner of this one. But just some bottom line stuff. Mercedes Moné, a.k.a. Sasha Banks from WWE, won 13 championships across 13 different companies in 2025. So that's why she is nominated. Not for WWE. She didn't win the world's title in AEW either, but 13 world champions nonetheless. Jey Uso was the Royal Rumble winner and won the title at WrestleMania for the first time. Cody Rhodes, 2-time unified world champ. And, of course, John Cena, 17-time world champion, and also got the Intercontinental title as well before he hung things up. So across the board real quick, I know some of you submitted your votes. Who's winning this one?
I'll go Uso. I think, because I think winning Royal Rumble should mean something. I think,
One thing I was unfortunate about that is he won the Royal Rumble and he was supposed to main event WrestleMania and he opened night one. I thought that was kind of sad. But any other
saying that on our show? Yep, I remember that.
Now John Cena is here with us right now. We can't see him, but John Cena is here, right there. But any final thoughts?
Is he ready to tap out with a smile on his face again?
Yes, right.
Did that go cold? I'm sorry.
The gift that happened from that was crazy. But so this one actually was one that kind of was almost unanimous across the board, not 100% unanimous. But Tony, I love that. That was awesome. Thank you for doing that. But the winner of this award, the Never Seen 17, John Cena, is the winner of the Professional Wrestling Performer of the Year, and I think rightfully so. I think what did Jey Uso in was that he had an awesome 6 months, and then the last 6 months things kind of tapered off for him. So John Cena had a really good body of work. He wanted to work over 270 dates, but they said, "Oh, we'll take the 30 some odd dates," and he rocked it. The whole turning bad guy thing didn't quite work out. It did for like a month for shock value, but in the end, it was a successful run. But Eileen says, I do love her, but I do have a vote for Cena. It was a hard choice. Uso does deserve it, but John's career can't be denied. Yeah. And I really feel like he's going to be one of the few that honors his commitment. We'll see him on TV here and there, that sort of stuff. But I truly don't think we'll see him in a wrestling ring again. So, but any other names, Brian, before I go to the next award that actually, and we have our next presenter about to hop in just a second as well. But before I have her join with us, Brian, any other nominees that should have been on that list, or do you think that was the?
I think if Seth didn't get hurt, I mean, he probably has a place there.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins, and with the fake injury and going through all that and stunning everybody with the big victory, so he definitely would have pulled off the crime of the century had he not gotten really hurt and had to go away. So I think he could have been in there. Brock definitely not, Roman not. Cody probably not. So Cena deserves it, right off in the sunset. So I love what he did there. That was cool. John Cena, and you couldn't see him. Love it, man. Just poetic to give him that award. And I know that probably means more to him than the 17 championships, the Around the Ballpark award. So.
Yes, right. Exactly. And Punk too. Punk was just left off the list, but he had a great year playing Chase to the championship. Finally got it, from Gunther, and so we'll see. I feel like they're gonna run that back next year if he does get past Braun Breaker, but we shall see. But of course, we do now have. So I'm gonna invite the next guest in, and then after I do, I'm actually gonna be Tony will be up next with his presenting the award that he's got on his end. So without further ado, the great Kim Curie is with us as well. Kim, after Tony presents his award, Steeler fan will present that was a close one today with the Browns.
Oh my gosh, I'm telling you.
Every week it seems they just do enough to get by. So are the Ravens officially out yet, or
I do not know that. I know just getting our butts. Well, we didn't get our butts kicked, but Browns showed up today, which that is kind of a bummer. But I got to give them props. Their passing game was really good. So the boys just we couldn't pull through in the very last few seconds. We almost had a tie, but no. So kind of a bummer.
It all comes down to next week. They just got to beat the Ravens and they're in. That's it.
Gosh. Well, we're still in it. That's good. I got to represent it. So
look. Aaron Rodgers' record is what we all know, and throw as many flowers toward him as it. I just wish one time he will take the rock and run the ball in when he's that close to the end zone.
He did last game. Well, I didn't run into the end zone, but he ran it a couple times last game.
Yeah, because he threw some nice passes, especially that last one. It should have been caught. Went right through his hands. It's like a field goal.
So true.
All right, my heart. I'm
sorry. No, I was rooting hard for you.
Tony, Road Tripper, the floor is yours. You're going to be presenting the next award here. So if you wouldn't mind, you can go ahead and take that one away.
All right. We got the most surprising team of the year. And the nominees are We have one that is international. We got the Toronto Blue Jays of the MLB, runners up this year. Darn good year. We got the Denver Broncos, and they're running on all cylinders. We got another one from the MLB. We got the Seattle Mariners, and Big Dumper had a heck of a year, and I'm hoping that this coming year they do even better. And then lastly, we got running it back, the New England Patriots, who were almost the most improved team, but I think we all kind of knew that Coach Vrabel was legit, and that hiring was, I mean, it was smoke signaled for years once he got fired out of Tennessee. So I think that was the perfect fit. Let's see which one of these four gets the nod, Mike.
This was an interesting one. I kind of thought I knew which way this one was going to go. So let me do that. So across the board, I just got to do something quick on my end, but just quick across the board, shout out your thoughts. Who's going to win this one? I know you submitted your votes, but let me know who your thoughts were on that.
I think the Patriots.
Yeah, I agree.
Patriots,
I was thinking, obviously, the Patriots haven't been good since Brady left, but also the Seattle Mariners haven't been good since the days of Griffey, Jay Buhner, Alex Rodriguez, and Joey Corey. Those guys.
No, I think you can't go. In my opinion, you can't go wrong with either one of them.
No, not at all.
And Seattle finally got the monkey off their back by actually winning a few series, so that was huge.
I feel like that for the Patriots to be fighting for the number 1 seed towards the end of the season and everything. I mean, who would have expected that? With I mean, I know that Vrabel was coming in and bringing in some strength to that team, but who would have thought that they were going to fight for the number one seed? I mean, this year has been a year of surprises, and they're one of the teams, to stick out like that.
The big jumper. So the winner of this award, I think, the no surprises here, although there were some good nominees there across the way. The winner of the most surprising team is the New England Patriots. They really put the foot down today on the New York Jets, which is good to see. Like sometimes you see a team give. I'm sure you were happy with that loss, Darren, because now you're pretty much one win away from, because who actually won the Raiders game today? Raiders Giants did.
The Raiders played Raider football, and the Giants beat them handily.
Of course. Why would they do that?
Good.
Why would you want to win that game?
I agreed.
It's nice to see Boston finally winning awards again.
Yeah.
Do we think Pete Carroll is one and done in Vegas? I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think he has to be.
Do you guys see that video that Max Crosby put out today? So he was ruled out for the game for a knee injury and possibly have to go get surgery or whatever, this or that. So obviously he wanted to play or whatever. So he posted today on Instagram a picture of him playing basketball with his son, taking shots, running around.
That's funny. So we're going to jump on. I think we've got 4 through there, so we got 6 more to go. So we're going to ask our special
Brian,
guest.
beautiful baby, by the way, Brian.
Yes.
Beautiful baby. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, little babe.
Yes.
Hey, baby.
I'm very surprised he wasn't Rookie of the Year. We're humbled that he was even thought about. So
Close runner-up, baby. Close runner-up.
Right.
God bless you.
But Kim, you are up next. She is going to take away the next award. So let's see what we got. Looking forward to this one. This is going to be a good one.
All right. So thanks, guys. We've got Podcast of the Year. Holy cow, that's an awesome category. The The 4 are the 100th episode with Christopher Gabriel and Tony North. Or the next one is Raw on Netflix, debut with Tevin Powell. No favorites. I'm not playing favorites. The next one, Z88.3 and Hot 97.9 radio host Zoraida Brown. She is awesome. Got to meet her at the extravaganza for the first time. Super cool lady. And the last one is the 3,000 subscriber episode with various random special guests. And the winner is.
So this one was the biggest discrepancy in votes in terms of, I would say, about 95% of the vote in this one. So it was interesting to see. But the winning podcast of the year is the 3,000 subscriber party episode with the various special guests. That was tough to do. Kind of similar to what we're doing now. But
yes, I loved it.
You had to coordinate the time. Had to make sure everyone had to log in. It wasn't working, so I had to still be on screen, but also letting them know, oh, hey, I'll resend it. And then Darren didn't know a single guest that was going to be on there, so each one was a surprise. So definitely
and nothing's changed.
Yeah.
A couple of us.
Yes, but see, I'm forgetful. You hit.
Yeah. But Darren,
I do want to say, sorry, Mike. I do want to say, Mike and I have been best friends for 30 years, more than 30 years. To hear where this was just going to start off as an idea to where it is now, congratulations to you and Darren on what you've done with this show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that that means a lot.
Yes.
Just to have the support, sometimes I'll send the text over, hey, can you jump on? Whether you hit whether you watch it tomorrow, regardless, I appreciate whenever it is you get a chance to, even if you don't watch it, you hit the button. I appreciate it very much. And we're not trying to make money on this channel or anything like that. We're just trying to have a good time and have fun discussion that's not boring, the same old boring questions that everybody has. So I'm going to ask now for our very next special guest to jump on. I've got 2 in the waiting room waiting to come on. So I'm going to go to this beautiful lady next. Miss Lady, my wife, is ready to go. She's going to present an award, probably the award that I'm most excited to hear about, just because it's in my realm. But after she reads the nominees, again, I'd like to hear across the board, starting with you, Mike. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on who you think is going to win this one. But so Eileen is going to present. So if you're ready.
I'm really excited that you chose me to do this one. So this is going to be for baseball moment of the year. So we have Cal Raleigh hitting over 60 home runs. Second, we have the Dodgers repeat at World Series champions over the Blue Jays in 7 games. Next, we have Kyle Schwarber. Please, if I said that wrong, I'm sorry.
Yeah, good.
4 home run games. So 4 home runs within 1 game, which is super impressive. And then lastly is, I can never say this right, Shohei Ohtani.
There you go. You did good.
Right.
Okay, good. I'm so excited. I practiced. He had a game with 3 home runs, 10 strikeouts, and 12 total bases. Did I read that right?
Yes.
Okay, 12 total bases. So that's incredible. So, yep, that's the category. I'm really excited because I love baseball too. So,
Mike, what are your thoughts on this one? Which of those 4 jumps off the page? And before you do, also shout out to Nick Kurtz as well. I believe he had a 4 home run game in there as well. But Mike, your thoughts on this one? I didn't. He wasn't a nominee. Nick Kurtz wasn't a nominee. He was just an honorable mention. Yeah.
Oh, how sad.
Well, being a Mets fan, Dad grew up in Queens, got me into the Mets many, many years ago. Definitely not a fan of the Phillies. Definitely not a fan of Kyle Schwarber, especially these guys who become Met killers. Also, really not a fan of the Dodgers, but I have to show respect to what Shohei Ohtani did. Regardless of his off the field stuff, how many pitchers do you see banging home runs, especially that many in 1 game, You know,
Yes.
it's something that you just haven't seen in forever in the sport of baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
that's so true. So I'm excited. This one was a fun one to read through all the votes. Again, over 27 votes came in, not too shabby for first year in a couple of days. So the winner of the baseball moment of the year, Shohei Ohtani with his NLCS game performance.
Yay! That's who I voted for too.
What was so
My
cool?
grandkids will be so excited.
The 3
Yeah,
home runs.
and I
the
am
10
not
strikeouts.
like being a Rays girl. I am definitely not a Dodgers girl. Like I feel like the Dodgers are overrated, overpaid, over everything. But again, like Mike had said, you can't deny this performance. Like you never see pitchers doing this. So I
No.
was like, oh, I have to choose this. Like it goes all against my fan status, but my baseball strategy in my heart. It's like I have to choose it. I can't not. So
Yes. So
There's
I'm going
certain
to-
athletes in sports you just can't deny
yeah,
what they've done over time. You know,
Yes.
same with Peyton Manning. I'm a Gator fan. He never beat the Gators, but he beat everybody else at least once, if not twice or more. So,
right.
but I respect what he did in his career. Tom Brady.
Right.
Wasn't a fan of him when he was in New England, but I respect what he did with his career. So same
Yeah.
with Shohei Ohtani. You got to show some respect for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, agreed.
We're going to be able to say that we watched one of the greatest players ever. I mean,
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
You know,
And
and
Brian, I think that Baby B is Rookie of the Year.
yes. You know, it's interesting because I felt that Ohtani would win, and I don't want to be that person who's the one person who didn't vote for, somebody going into the Hall of Fame and everybody else did kind of thing. But the big dump of hitting 60 home runs as a catcher is just incredible. And I think any other year he would have won it because that is almost impossible to do. To play that many games behind the plate and have that kind of production. But Ohtani just had
Against that level of
year.
pitching.
You know what it's
Didn't he
like?
win the home run derby as well?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. You know what it's like? Ted Williams hit 400 and didn't win the MVP because Joe DiMaggio had a 56-game hitting streak the same year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just pick a really bad year
Or
to
I
do
don't think there's
something
a
great.
worse one in history. The guy that was on deck when Jackie Robinson, before Jackie Robinson was Jackie Robinson, there's another guy on deck. I don't even know his name. He was on deck, and the third out was made. He never got into the game, and then Jackie Robinson did not too long after, and so he would have been on the other side of the books. So we're going to see what happens if we try to add one more person to this group here. I think it's going to work out. Once I add him in, I'm going to actually ask Darren if you wouldn't mind. We'll do your award next, and then we'll have our next guest do the next one. So we have our no, we're good. We're still sitting here. We have our resident Pittsburgh Pirates fan in here. Harry is now with us.
Hey,
He's got a
Hey,
team
good
to be
evening.
excited about in 2026.
Hello.
There's Pirates are making some moves. But Harry, thank you for joining us. And so I'm going to have Darren go next, and then Harry, you'll be up with yours. So Darren,
Well,
when
thanks
you're
for having
ready-
me.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Good to see you, Harry.
Good to see you too, Darren.
Thank you.
So Darren, if you are ready, you can go ahead and go through with your award for today.
So I am very excited to be able to announce the nominees for the Sports Team of the Year. All right. So we have, drum roll please, first the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, wonderful season last year, doing really well this year. And then we have, you ready, Mike? Are you ready? The Florida Panthers.
Back to back.
Back to back and a belly to belly. Love that. And then you have the Kansas City Chiefs. They they just seem to get in the playoffs except this year. Every year. Had a wonderful year as well. And then the LA Dodgers, speaking of back-to-back world champions. So really tough. Let's see who wins. Where's that envelope?
The envelope.
The envelope.
The
Yeah,
envelope is
okay.
not in the budget for this year.
Yeah, that's right.
This
I have it written on my sock. Yes.
Yes.
So who's the winner?
And Mom is here with us as well. I know you've been having trouble jumping in, so glad to have you on as well. So the winner on this one. So this one, they actually won by 2 votes in this one, but it really wasn't close. The Eagles and Thunder did not get much love here, but by 2 votes, the winner of Sports Team of the Year is the Los Angeles Dodgers by 2 votes here in this one over the Florida Panthers. Kind of unique situation, back to back and different in sports and stuff. But the Dodgers, super team. Florida Panthers definitely could have went there as well. But the majority of the votes by 2 for the Los Angeles Dodgers. So back to back, technically awards there for Dodger folks. So, what do you call it? And so we have to go over the next award. Harry, if you wouldn't mind, you have your award there. We just got a couple more left to go, but we're excited for this one. So go ahead, Harry, if you are ready. This will be fun. This one.
Yes, the most disappointing team of the year. We have 2 NFL teams at the top, the Kansas City Chiefs and then the Detroit Lions. Neither team made the playoffs. Then you've got the New York Mets and the Dallas Mavericks. So those are your four contenders.
Those are the 4 contenders. I knew the least about basketball. I do know that Dallas was supposed to be a top team this year, and it's not working out so well for them at all. But Charlie, are you still? Yeah, Charlie's still there. Is this one like clear as day to you? Who should win this one, or do you see a couple teams in contention here?
I feel that it. I feel like it's clear that. I'm surprised that the Lions didn't, perform the way they did. Last week, what was it that? They lost. And now they're not making the play.
They lost to the Vikings. The Vikings with a backup quarterback. Ugh.
And you look at Jared Goff, who has the experience, Super Bowl experience. Dan Campbell, Campbell as the coach that he is. I feel like that team was supposed to be better this year and overcome that loss, in the NFC Championship game last year, and say, I'm going to come back stronger and get to the top again. But they didn't do it, and I was rooting for them. I'm a Giants fan, but I was rooting for that team because I was like, you don't see the Lions, regularly, going into the playoffs, and I was like, and I was rooting for Dan Campbell because I feel like he has that passion.
Mm-hmm.
But, I was disappointed to see that.
I was very disappointed with the defense, especially.
Yeah,
they couldn't make a big stop. If it's unfortunate. They had a good running game, and Goff is a good quarterback, and yeah.
I feel like one team should have been disqualified from this list, though, and that's the Mets because it's only the most disappointing of the year, not as a franchise as a whole.
Again, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And Tony,
That's
listen,
good.
is there any truth to the rumor? And because I think it is, we were talking about this offline, you and I, when we were getting manicures. I don't know. Isn't it true now that in restaurants they have the picture of the person going, remember, please cut your food and don't met on the food because they just choke.
Yeah, Heimmet maneuver, right?
Oh, I get it.
I'm sorry?
It's the Heimmet maneuver, right?
Yes, the Met. That's right. The high Met remove. Very good. Look at him.
Well,
Like that.
we can't keep you in suspense any longer. The winner of the most disappointing team of 2025 is, and unfortunately they won by quite a few amount of votes here, the New York Mets. This award.
Oh my God.
Day. But
Look at
that's
bags on their heads.
The Mets finally won.
Hey, at least we won something this year. They won something.
The story never changes for our Mets.
The Mets have lost so many top players this year. It's insane, and they've made very minimal moves with everything too. So that's unfortunate.
The good news is they're collecting. They start a new hobby of just collecting second basemen, And why
Yes,
not?
great. Yep. Why not? But if that's okay, guys, I have one that I have to do. I think we've just got 2 left, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check here, my list here.
Thank you, Mike. I've got to leave.
Okay.
I've
whoever's
got to
jump
leave,
off.
but thank you.
Thank you, Harry.
Yes, thank you, Harry. Appreciate you
All right.
jumping on.
Take care.
Great to see you. So the last 2, I'm going to go next here, and this is the Special Guest of the Year award. So this one, it's always fun. Like Darren and I, we have a great time. Sometimes it's just the 2 of us talking, and we love it. It's just as much fun as these. But when we do get to have a special guest come on, and whether it's in the sports role or not, we love doing it. So the nominees for Special Guest of the Year, we had the Hooked on Friends podcast from the TV show Friends, of course. And this podcast actually got the most engagement during a podcast of any podcast that we've done. So I know there's a lot of Friends fans out there, so not a huge shocker there with that one. We had author Don Schott as well. So he had the most viewers live during at one time while we were live, the most viewers we've ever had during a live show. So want to shout out to him. Kim Curie is in the house right now. The episode with Kim had the most views in the first 24 hours. So not just during live, but accumulated over the next day's views. And then we had the professional bowler Sean Rash with over 300 perfect games in his career on with us as well. Great nominees there. There were a lot of other great episodes, hard to just pick 4, so we just went with the numbers there to kind of choose that one. And
I voted for you, Kim.
Oh, thanks, Eileen. I got 1 vote.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Thank you, girl.
But so the winner for this award, it was so everyone had at least a couple votes, so it wasn't clear across the board or anything like that. But the winner of this award by 4 total votes, Miss Kim Curie, gets the win on this one.
What?
Congratulations!
Really?
Yes, and
That's so cool.
Yeah,
God.
I think it was about 11 votes. I would say. I think something like that came in for you. So, I don't have an award for you, but I got this cool bobblehead. He's very excited.
That's super exciting. Thank you. You know, I just was realizing too, we're almost in January for National Human Trafficking Awareness Month. And that was when my show was. So it's been almost a year, you guys.
Wow.
So, yay. Thank you so much. Wow. That's crazy.
Yes. And in transparency, Kim was here to present an award. She knew that she was nominated for one, but it just so happened to be. Shout out to Sean. He got a lot of votes as well, Sean Rash, and we loved having him on as well. But Kim gets the win there by 4 awards. Wow. Super cool on that one.
Thanks, Eileen. You pushed me over. You pushed me over the top, girl.
Thank you. It was hard because I was like, well, I liked this one and liked that one. I was like, but you know what? Kim's podcast, there was, and every podcast has a purpose. So I don't want to demean anyone else's purpose, but your mission is like my heart, helping people. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to vote for that one. So yay. I'm glad it helped.
Thank you.
Me as well.
Thanks, you
My
guys.
husband disappeared. Oh,
I thought he was going to come into somebody else's circle.
Right?
Why do I feel like this is like the beginning to the Love Boat? And love.
Came here that fast and then disappeared that fast. Like what? He's like John Cena.
Yes. I am just before we do the last award, we had one other guest that was going to hop on and just double checking that they are able to. If I give them another 2 minutes, if not, we'll go ahead and cover that one. So just a quick across the board, just sidebar. How was your guys' Christmas and holidays and all that kind of stuff? Just in a couple words or less. Just want to hear if anything super exciting happened for you guys.
It was good. Great time with family. I loved it.
Family time. Anybody go anywhere, do anything special, or
house to house to house to house, as we do for the last 20 years.
Yeah,
That exhausts me. I finally put my foot down a while back and said, nope, Christmas is at my house. If you want to come see my kids, then you can come bless them here. I'm not doing it. And it felt a little selfish at first, but it was a healthy boundary. So it was very important to, if people want to bless the children with presents, the door's open. They are welcome to come.
Pretty quiet as well. Had family come over, and we're looking forward to next week. We're going up to Jersey, so
Nice.
yeah, looking forward to that. Seeing some snow, maybe. I don't know. Get that snow fix, I guess.
Yeah.
It'll probably still be around. Trust me.
Yeah.
And Mike and Eileen, next year's award show gala is at your place, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes. We'll get the red carpet treatment for everybody,
Road trip.
We'll go to the trophy shop, and get some awards.
I know.
It might say runner-up bowling tournament, but that's okay. We know what it means.
That's funny. Yeah, we're definitely
Provided by John Rath from his collection, right?
Yes. Definitely underway trying to get some new guests for the new year. I did get confirmation. Hopefully should be jumping on any minute. So if we can hang just a couple more minutes, I want to make sure we can get to this last award. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But let's hang just for a couple minutes again if you have to go. Oh, there we go. He has just jumped in. So guys, we have one more award. And to present that final award, we had him on one time actually for our 100th episode special. Mr. Mike North is here with us as well.
There's my man.
What a crowd. What a crowd. I feel like I'm in a ball game, for God's sake.
There he is.
There he is. My guy Charlie over there. Baseball road tripper. Are you kidding me? Look at the names on these guys. It's unbelievable. How's everybody doing?
We're doing really well. Having great conversation. We are excited for the award that you're going to share. We actually have royalty on the show. Miss Kim Curie won podcast guest of the year just a little bit ago, so that was super cool. But yeah, Mike, if you wouldn't mind to sharing what award you have that you're going to present for this last award.
Mike, thank you.
I don't know if it's a lifetime award, a yearly award. It's a fun award. It's an accomplishment. I got the list today. The attendance for the WNBA and other things. But I looked at all four of the finalists in my category, and I had to go for Rory McIlroy. Winning the Grand Slam.
Me too.
I just thought that he had become temperamental during the Live, the beginning of Live, and he sort of took it as a slap in the face. I think it affected his game. I think also not winning the Masters and all the heat that he had taken on him left him vulnerable. And my award is for Rory McIlroy to finally win the Grand Slam. In light of the fact that Brooks Koepka now has abandoned the Live golf tournament. I think you'll see more defections as the money comes to an end. He had a year to go on his contract, but he decided not to do it. I think Rory McIlroy's early leadership, telling him the PGA was for real, and then coming through with the Masters, put him back up in the upper echelon where he had been slipping ever since Live.
Oh, I agree.
So, great insight there. So just to give you some feedback here of who the total nominees were, and then which, in terms of the votes that came in for them. So, of course, it was like you said, the single season attendance record was broken in the WNBA. Rory McIlroy, the career Grand Slam in the majors, Shohei Ohtani's historic MLB postseason, and the Florida Panthers with back-to-back Stanley Cups. In that one. So the most votes that came in for this category, Rory McIlroy actually came in second in this one, but the most votes for this category, shout out to the Florida Panthers, got this one. With back-to-back Stanley Cup.
We'll take that.
Over 20 votes for the Florida Panthers. So super, super cool. In that one, Rory could have won it as well.
Yeah,
But
no, you can't argue with the Florida Panthers either. I just thought that as an individual, when you have a team sport, you have so many guys that are involved. There's so many people involved. When you're a golfer, you're really basically a man alone on an island. But I give Florida. I can't argue with it. I wish I could, but give them credit for that too. So congratulations to the Florida Panthers.
well deserved. And Mike, we got to ask. I know we know where we can find you on social media, but those that did not get an opportunity to chat with you on the 100th episode, all that sort of thing, where can they and we find you on social media?
ESPN 1000. You can find me also at North to North on Twitter, NORTH, the number 2 NORTH. And, just anytime you want to find me, come over there. I'm there for you and having a lot of fun. That's how I met Darren. And
that's right.
We became buddies and stuff like that. And Mike, I remember when you were on for the 100th and all these fine people, here today. So you guys have built an incredible deal, man.
Well, hey, Mike, what we're trying to do, I told you this and I meant it, is we're just trying to do what you have done for years. You're in the Hall of Fame there for a reason, and sincerely, I got to ask you, because nobody knows Chicago like you do. By the way, I just want to show you my latest jersey. Just saying. I can't remember.
It disappeared. I see it. Okay, there it goes.
Blackhawks.
Oh, yeah. You got to love it. The 4 veterans, the whole thing. I mean, the guy should be a chief by now. He's been around for so long. But
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But are the Bears going to stay in Chicago?
Huh?
Are the Bears going to stay in Chicago?
Well, they're bluffing again. They're threatening to move to Gary. It's sort of like you're playing poker and you're threatening to play, gin. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. Nobody wants to see him go to that area. If the Bears want to build a stadium, they got it at 53, Highway 53, where Arlington Park Racetrack used to be. But there's a lot of other counties in Illinois they can go to, so it seemed a little misguided, especially in lieu of they announced that they might be leaving Chicago. It's not the pride and joy of Indiana. It's the pride and joy of Illinois. So it's not like the San Francisco 49ers left the state. They went to Santa Clara. The Chicago Bears saying, we're going to leave Illinois and go to Gary. That's like leaving a mansion and going to a tenement house. Okay? I mean, why would you want to do that?
Tell us how you feel, Mike. I mean,
I'm just being honest. It's like going to a shack from a mansion. I mean, because they've been around since 1920. They originally were the Decatur Staleys. That's the last time they moved. And they've always been inside the city. So we're thinking that most of us are thinking they're bluffing again, and we'll see if they can bend some arms. But the politicals in this town are as crooked as can be. And, they've been around forever. And for Kevin Warren to come in from out of town, he had to learn the hard way. This is our 3rd year. So we'll see. 3rd year going for the stadium, and this is the 3rd site. So we'll see what happens. Everybody's shaking their head, and I'm with you. The whole town shook their head the day that came out.
Yeah, terrible. So, one last question, and then I'm done. To my next one. No, I'm done. But Tony, the road tripper, he's been at every major league stadium. I think the story. He actually went to a game in Boston, and the same day went to a game at Dodger Stadium in LA.
Wow.
Right, which is kind of cool. But I wanted to ask you, since you're here, and I really didn't know you coming on. I'm so happy. If you had to tell him, because you and I have been around a lot longer than he has, what stadium that's no longer in existence you think he should have went to?
Well, I'm going to go with my hometown, Comiskey Park, where all the great games were played. Babe Ruth played there. There were 7 home run shots. Carlton Fisk played there. The Negro League All-Star game was there in Chicago every single year when no other major league team would take them. They could have had easily a rehab job if they wanted. They decided to knock it down. But Comiskey Park was great. But the rest of the stadiums, I mean, they're great. Wrigley Field is a classic. Fenway Park, he went to the right place for Fenway Park. L.A., the Dodgers, I mean, it's probably the best older stadium in baseball. So he knows how to pick his stadiums. But I would have said, go to the south side, Comiskey Park, and you know what? You'd have a good time there. They had a double deck all the way around. Held 45,000. On Yankee doubleheaders, they held 50,000. on Sundays when they used to play doubleheaders. So it was
he's going to show you something.
I love when he goes to the baseballs. What do you got, Road Tripper?
I wish that I would have gone to Comiskey because my favorite player growing up was Robin Ventura.
Oh, there you go.
Robin Ventura, we thought he was even going to be better than he was because he was the greatest hitter maybe in college baseball.
Oh, yes.
The guy got a hit like 61, 62 games in a row, was a decent fielder, a horrible manager. Yep. I guess the White Sox hired him when he was mowing his son's Little League lawn. He had never managed before, but a good ball player, and ended up going to the Mets and getting it done there. But, Robin's the nicest guy in the world. He just wasn't cut out to be a manager. And I think he should have put up better numbers as a baseball player, even though they're respectable.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And I think he's a borderline Hall of Famer. And without that horrific ankle injury in 97, that might have derailed his Hall of Fame candidacy right there.
It doesn't help when you get hurt and you're playing in the major leagues, man. You're never the same if you have a serious injury.
Yep. No, never the same. So as we before we wrap up, I just want to first off again say thank you to each one of you guys for making this night so special. I know it's just a fun little thing we get to do, but it means so much to see. We started in April of last year of 2024, and we just hit 3,650 subscribers. That is awesome growth in a short amount of time. We're not stopping anytime soon, though. Shout out to Christopher Bennett, National Tax Solutions, for all that you've done. Shout out to Dash Davis for the T-shirts that you provided for us that we got to wear at the Christmas extravaganza. Over 700 new subscribers there. But as we wrap this thing up, guys, I gotta ask. So I got a chance. This one's kind of for Eileen, Mike, and Brian. But I got a chance to open for Christmas my first pack of cards that I have probably gotten in like years. So do you ever remember years and years ago, like getting the checklists with the cards, and then of course the gum that was too stale to chew, but you tried anyway? I forget which pack of cards that was. but
I collected a lot of when I was younger. I was like a kid, and my three best friends, they all liked the Cowboys, so of course I did too. And so I remember we had this little memorabilia store, and it was the coolest place. We would ride our bikes like Stranger Things, right? They're all riding their bikes all over the place. We would ride our bikes, and we would I don't know where we found these coins. Couch cushions, cars, little, the ashtrays, and that when they had the essays in the car, like on the side of the door, we find coins in there. We put all our money together and get cards and bubble gum, and it was the grossest gum in the world, but it was so much fun, and I miss doing stuff like that. So
yeah,
I got the 1993 when the Marlins had their inaugural season. Their card pack actually came in a box that was shaped and designed like Toys R Us. And you just reach in and grab the cards right out of this cardboard Toys R Us box. And I've got all the inaugural cards from that 93 team.
93 team, because they went to the Melbourne Mall, right? I think it was.
They did.
People don't realize when you're 9-10 years old back in the day and you're buying a nickel pack of cards and you were living, I'm talking about the 60s, a quarter. If I had a quarter, I could buy a pop. I could buy a box of snaps and a pack of baseball cards. And they don't realize what it would be like to get somebody like a Hank Aaron or a Willie Mays or something in that card. You always got bummed out. The guys that always had their pictures taken without their baseball caps. I never understood that. Put the cap on. Bill Monbouquet was with the Boston Red Sox. That guy never had his cap on when they took his picture. I think he did it. But there's nothing better. Now you can buy the whole set. Back then, it was more fun to build up your deal there and then trade baseball cards with your friends and stuff like that. Some guy would trade a Mickey Mantle. He already had triples of them. So he'd trade Mickey Mantle for Sandy Koufax or something. But it was fun. It really was.
Oh, yeah.
And Mike, you may or may not remember this because it goes back at least 20 years at this point.
Sure.
Mike and I were scorekeeping for a women's softball league. And it's not about baseball cards, but the lady that was running the league comes over to give us our small paychecks. We didn't make much doing that. And this kid looks up at her and asks, when she opens the binder, she said, are those Pokemon cards? And the lady says to him, no, these are much more valuable. These are called paychecks.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
now look how those cards
Yeah.
took off these days now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you remember, there was a woman on one of the teams was 9 months pregnant and still catching at home plate. Like they were intense. And I don't know if you remember too, Mike. We went to a buffet one night, I think it was, and they were about to close, and they gave us the most ridiculous looks. Like, are you absolutely serious right now? But those women, man, they were balling. They didn't care how pregnant they were. They were gonna play until the baby.
There was a girl who was 9 months pregnant at the plate, and I didn't think that was very fair because no one was making a play at the plate because they didn't want to, have a collision with this pregnant lady and send her into labor. And I'm just like, get her off the field.
Well, was it a co-ed league where you had to bat guy girl and they weren't sure what the order was at that point?
Yes. Oh, that was always tough. They call time and they're like, "Oh, yeah, we're batting 2 guys in a row." No, we're not. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I made one of those mistakes too.
Yeah.
But thank you guys again so much. I want to make sure I honor everybody's time and all that good stuff. So I'm sure we'll see plenty more of you guys in 2026. Last show of the year. Way to go out with a bang. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do to help continue to grow this channel. Word of mouth is really the best thing. So thank you, Mike, for jumping on short notice. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody else as well. Tony, always a pleasure. I'm going to message you on this side because I've kind of mapped out my 2026 and where I might be going finally. So I'll let you know where all that good stuff.
I'm glad he's going to tell you, Tony, because he hasn't told his own wife yet.
You're invited to.
Yeah. I'm going to South Korea. It'll be fine. No. All right,
Happy
guys.
New Year, everybody.
He knows I'm not going to tell him no.
Have a good New Year's, everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Bye, guys.
New
Until
Year.
next time, we'll see you
Bye.
around the ballpark. Bye, guys.